Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Tom Reads Things. My name is Tom. Hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday. So what I thought I would do is, a kind of mini series on historical fiction. So some of you may know I only really started reading properly about 2 years ago, and one of the things I was really keen on doing, and one of the things I kind of looked to BookTube for and kind of started my channel for really, was to find out more about what my kind of reading tastes were, and to kind of broaden my reading tastes. And through doing that, I've kind of understood that I really like historical fiction. So what I thought I would do is I would do 3 videos. And in each of those videos, I'm going to talk about some of the historical fiction that I've read in the last couple of years, some that I've absolutely loved and some that I really haven't enjoyed. And there's quite a lot to get through, which is why this is split into 3 videos. So without further ado, let's begin. The first book that I would like to talk about is The Last Hours by Minette Walters. Now, I've mentioned this before on this channel, and it's a historical fiction based in England in the 14th century at the time of the Black Death, the pestilence, which was sweeping the UK at the time. And it follows the story of Lady Anne and her, I don't know how you pronounce it, Demons, basically her lands. And it follows her story, how she protects her lands from invaders who may carry the pestilence with them. It also follows the story of one of the people who live on her lands, a guy called Thaddeus Thurkel, I think that's probably how you pronounce it, and how he helps her to protect the lands, and how he takes a kind of band of soldiers, if you like, out into the wider world to see what havoc the pestilence has caused throughout the UK, and to try and find a way of keeping Lady Anne's lands free from the pestilence and alive. So this is a really great book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's so gripping. And then the sequel to it, The Turn of Midnight, came out last year, I think, and I'm really excited for the 3rd installment of this. This is a bit more based kind of in the outside world than the first book is, but again, thoroughly enjoyed it. Really love Minette Walters' writing style. I'm not sure if it's like her writing style that I love, or whether it's just the subject matter of the story. I think it's a bit of both. But yes, really would very highly recommend these 2. The next book that I would like to talk about is a book that I really didn't enjoy, and I'm really nervous to talk about it on this channel because I know so many people really loved this book, but I just couldn't bear it. I think I DNF'd it with about 50 pages to go, and that is The Western Wind by Samantha Harvey. So this follows the story of a man who is found dead in a river in a village in the UK. The story starts from 5 days after his death and works back until the day of his death. It follows a priest and how people come into confession and talk to him about their kind of the things that they've been going through, and their thoughts on potentially who may have killed this gentleman. I don't know what it was that made me DNF it, because on paper this is absolutely my kind of book. I would have been all over this. I think it's set in, I think maybe like the 14th century, something like that again. But yeah, on paper this is right up my street, but I didn't care. Didn't care about the characters, didn't care about the story. Again, as I say, I DNF'd it with 50 pages to go. I was probably just about to find out who killed the guy and just didn't care. But maybe it was the wrong time for me to read this. I picked this up just after I finished The Trouble with Goats and Sheep by Joanna Cannon. So maybe I was kind of, they're very different books, so maybe I needed a palate cleanser before them. Do let me know if you really, really like this. I know loads of people really do, but I just couldn't bear it. But if enough people say, come on, persevere with it, then I'll pick it up again. It's only tiny, so I can definitely try and pick this up again. The next book that I want to talk about is one that I've just finished and really, really, really loved, and that is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. So this is set in, I think, late Victorian England, and it's the story is set on the kind of banks of the River Thames, and it follows the story of a young girl who is found dead in a river, and she is taken to the Swan Inn, which is famous for storytelling. And all of a sudden she comes back to life, and the story kind of goes on from there, and it follows her interactions with lots of different families who live along the Thames, and there are kind of lots of claims to this girl. No one really knows where she's come from, but there are a lot of people who say, oh, you know, she's my missing sister or she's my missing daughter and things like that. So it's really, really gripping, this book. I absolutely love Diane Setterfield's writing style, and I cannot wait to read more by her. It's quite a chunky book, but it's got big writing in it. Look. So it won't take you long to read. Yeah, really, really love this. I cannot wait to read more by her. I'm going to pick up The 13th Tale very soon. I'd really like the hardback of it, but I think it came out about 1 million years ago, so I'm not sure I can get that anymore. If anyone knows where I can get the hardback of The 13th Tale, let me know, please. Thanks! The next book that I want to talk about is another one that I wasn't too keen on, but I know lots of people really, really love this book, so I'll try and be as kind as I can. And please don't hate me. So the next book is The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. So this follows the character of Cora Seaborn, and after her husband dies, she moves to a seaside town, and this seaside town is plagued by the legend of the Essex Serpent, a serpent that terrorizes that town. And it kind of, the story follows her and her interactions with the people in this town that she moves to, and people's fears of this kind of mythical creature, the Essex Serpent, and how it affects their lives. I don't know why I didn't like this. Well, I did like it. I just wasn't as enthralled and gripped by it as I thought I was going to be. Because I'd heard so many people talk about how much they loved it, I was really expecting a lot, and maybe that's part of it actually. Maybe I had too high hopes for this book, but I just didn't really get it. It's like, did it exist, the Essex Serpent, or not? I still don't really understand. And why was it so scary? Why, I didn't understand why people were so afraid of it, or yeah, I didn't really get the point of it, to be honest. So yeah, sorry, really didn't like that. So the next book that I want to talk about is by the same author, and I read it very late last year, and I absolutely loved it. And it is Melmoth by Sarah Perry. So this was obviously very highly anticipated with the success of The Essex Serpent, and I think most people probably prefer The Essex Serpent, but I very much prefer this. Look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous. The Essex Serpent is as well, but there you go. So this follows the story of Helen Franklin, and years and years and years ago, she did something that she cannot forgive herself for. The story is set in Prague, and she is kind of haunted by this, the legend of Melmoth. So the legend of Melmoth is you know, hundreds or thousands of years, I don't know, old, and it's a kind of older woman shrouded in black, and she tries to get you to go with her to take away your fears and your pain and things like that. So it's really, really creepy, really atmospheric. Obviously, Prague as a setting is a very atmospheric place. If you have ever been there, you will know how atmospheric it is. And Sarah Perry's writing is just absolutely beautiful in this book. Every kind of line is crafted amazingly, and it kept me gripped from start to finish, and I could completely imagine the settings and the characters, and I just thought it was the perfect length. And yes, really, really, really liked this. So yeah, pick this up if you can. Melmoth by Sarah Perry. So, we've come to the end of part 1 of my historical fiction series. Are you sad? I think you probably are. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back probably next week with part 2 of my historical fiction series. I'll be wearing the same jumper because I'm going to film them all now. Okay, enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week. See you soon. Thanks, bye. Oh, one thing to mention is that I am going to be doing a Q&A on this channel very soon. So if you have any questions, it could be about anything. It could be about books, it could be about me, or it could be about me, or it could be about me. Then just, comment down below with your questions and I will answer them. Thanks, bye.